Lately, I've been running into more friends that tell me it costs them more than $100 to fill up their gas tanks, which is jaw-dropping. If you've ever been curious as to how much you might save in terms of fuel costs if you switch to an EV, here are a few real-life examples using the vehicles that my family owns. Let's start with my Ford Mustang Mach-E. It currently costs me $10.92 to fill it up at home. A charge usually gets me between about 250 and 300 miles, depending on whether it's interstate or urban driving. I arrived at that number based on my utility's residential rate of 12 cents per kilowatt of energy. The Mach-E has 91 kilowatts of usable battery capacity. When road tripping, the cost can soar depending on the charging station, although it's still usually cheaper than gas. Over about 3,600 or so miles of road tripping between Jacksonville, Florida, Houston, and Delaware, the most I paid was 43 cents per kilowatt at several Electrify America stations. However, that price is before sales tax, which of course varies by state. My highest road trip fuel bill was $32.04 at an Electrify America station, while the cities of Dover and Wilmington, Delaware, along with Fredericksburg, Virginia, provided me with free Level 2 charging, which adds electricity at a much slower rate than Level 3 charging, which is what most EV drivers use when they want to get back on the road quickly. The most efficient extended battery Mustang Mach-E EV is EPA rated at 314 miles per charge, while my dual motor premium mid-level range model is rated at 277 miles per charge. My lifetime average so far, with just over 5,100 miles, has been 254 miles per charge at 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour, with most of that driving being interstate miles. Around town, I've seen that number jump to an average of 3.8 kilowatts per hour, which would pencil out to about 345 miles of range. Although the Mach-E carries the Mustang name, it's closer to the SUV-like utility of a Ford Explorer than a traditional Mustang coupe. Size-wise, the Explorer and traditional Mustang are both longer than the Mach-E. If we look at the three vehicles side by side, the fuel savings become obvious for the EV. A Mustang coupe with a V4 turbo, the most fuel-efficient model available, gets an EPA average of 25 miles per gallon, while my Mach-E averages the EPA equivalent of 91 miles per gallon. The Explorer hybrid all-wheel drive model also averages 25 miles per gallon. The EPA estimates a Mach-E will save owners $10,500 in fuel costs compared to the average new vehicle over 5 years, based on electricity and gas prices at the time of this video's recording. The Mach-E also has a much faster Ford estimated 0 to 60 mile per hour time of 4.8 seconds as compared to the V4 Turbo Mustang's 6 seconds. Next, let's take a look at two directly comparable vehicles, the Mini Cooper SE EV, which my wife owns, and a Mini Cooper S. Outside of the propulsion systems, they are identical cars made on the same assembly line. The electric Mini gets the equivalent of 110 miles per gallon, while the gas Mini gets 31 miles per gallon. Plus, in the case of both the gas Mini and Mustang, the manufacturers recommend using premium gas, which at the time of this video's recording was averaging about 71 cents a gallon more than regular, according to AAA. When you look at the numbers, the bottom line becomes clear. When it comes to fuel cost, you'll save big with just about any EV. If you've enjoyed this episode of EV Rider, please give it a like and subscribe so I can bring you more adventures in EV motoring. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you again next week with another new episode.